There's one thing you can say when you live here on the North Norfolk coast, and that is no 2 days are the same. And by that I'm referring to it weather-wise. I'm currently on the footpath that leads from Cromer into Overstrand to the back of the car park. Now, yesterday was lovely. We did have a bit of a sea fret, but it was warm and we had lots of sunshine and the windows were open, the doors were open, and we were out in the garden. And we woke up this morning to a good old sea fret. Not as bad as it was earlier on this morning, and it is starting to clear a bit, so we can live in hope that come this afternoon we might see the sun. We're just going to pass here. This seat here is very, very popular with walkers as they make their way along this coastal path, and it's constructed out of some of the debris that was washed up in the December 2013 storm surge. Well, I'm going to stop here and I'm going to carry on. I'm going to walk now towards one of the other footpaths in Overstrand. Now, I've walked from Overstrand car park and then along Paul's Lane, and I'm going to go now up this public footpath here. There's a couple of reasons why I'm coming up here. What I should have mentioned when I was back on the cliff top there was that we tend to have our very own microclimate here in Overstrand, or let's say on the North Norfolk coast in general. You can look at the weather forecast and think, oh, that's going to be a nice day, and it can turn out to be totally different, and vice versa. As far as the sea fret is concerned, we've had sea frets in the summer. It's been really quite misty and cold, and it's been glorious inland. I'm going to pause for a minute until there's something of interest to show you. Well, this footpath cuts through what would have been part of the estate of the Pleasants, Lord and Lady Battersea's home, and throughout the village you can see little pieces of interest, and one of them is this gate here. Now, I don't know any more about it. I do know there was supposed to be an orchards here, and that some of the buildings, oh, that one's completely covered in ivy, around this area were used as fruit and sort of apple stores. Just keep your eyes open when you're walking round. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you was these fungi that are growing in here. I'm not sure how well I'm going to get this because I've had to sort of more or less scramble in some undergrowth, but they are quite impressive. A little bit past their prime. One's there, and then this one, oops, excuse, and down there. I'm quite fascinated with fungi. There's so many different types and so much to learn about them too. Right, we're going to stop there and carry on out up onto the main Cromer Road. Right, nearly at the end now. Not a long footpath, and just coming up. Then we're going to emerge out, as I said before, on the Cromer Road. There we are. Out we come. Now, I'm going to stop filming for a little while, mainly because the road noise, and also I don't want to catch too many number plates that I'm going to have to blank out. Right, just paused by the bus stop on the Cromer Road just to show this. It's called the Cretan Labyrinth. I'll try and go in a bit further and we can read more about it. I'm sure we're going to see all of it. It was put in place a few years ago, and in regard to the COVID pandemic. And then if you move further round and go look into the actual bus shelter itself, there's some rather lovely artwork produced by the pupils of the Belfry School. Lorry just went past, so I'll repeat that. Produced by the pupils of the Belfry School. And there's another copy in the bus stop further down on the corner of the Northwest Road. One more thing to show you. And this is what else I wanted to show you on the Cromer Road. The Belfry Centre, which is the building here was the original school, and there's a now new school to the rear. This is now used for the Belfry Centre for Music and Arts. Just going to move over a bit and let somebody pass by, and then I'll show you the pillars. And this has all been produced by the Yarn Art Group, who meet, I wait for the traffic to pass, who meet here every Tuesday. I really produced some amazing, stunning items. They did a Christmas tree for the Cromer Church last Christmas. And won first prize, and very deservedly too, that was. And I believe their next project is work for the gates on the sports field. I'll cover that another time. There. Let's see if I can get an overall shot from over the other side of the road. Here we are from the other side of the road. Just a brief pause in the traffic. I'm now going to head home and cover some more footpaths on another day. We're back on Paul's Lane again today. Yesterday we did Lovers Lane, the footpath between Paul's Lane and Cromer Road, and today I'm going to take you on a different path. This is on the corner with Dainham House and takes you up to the church. It's got a little bit of a story to it. As we approach, there's an absolute mass of green alkanet here. Why is it called green alkanet when it has such a stunningly blue, vivid blue flower? Right, off we go. Right, there's lots of vegetation along this path. It's surprising the amount of plants and that are actually edible. Along here we've got garlic mustard, nettles, cleavers, and I think there's probably one more as well, which escapes me at the moment. Anyway, this path is known as Shuck's Alley. Now, Black Shuck was a large hound with red eyes. Now, there's various stories about Black Shuck all along the coast here, but of course it's only Overstrand that's got the real Black Shuck. So the story goes that his master was shipwrecked and his master perished, but Black Shuck managed to make it to the shoreline, and he's reputedly runs along the cliff tops at night looking for his master. But this is apparently as well is where he also runs along here, and it's also said that if you see Black Shuck with his red eyes, this massive black hound, that means that you will die fairly shortly. It's a lovely story, isn't it? But anyway, so I'll carry on along here, and then I'll resume when we get to the end. Well, the other edible plant that I couldn't recall is the Alexander. I don't know why I couldn't recall that, because it grows in such profusion here. It likes coastal locations. Right, let's carry on. We're just coming up to the end and onto the Cromer Road. I'm going to take you into the churchyard. bend down under the tree. And the gate. Nice, and through we go. This is the Church of St Martin's, and it was ruined at one time. It was quite a large church and there wasn't sufficient congregation to keep it going in effect, and that apparently is where Black Shuck used to sleep and hang around. Let's go through now. So while this was in ruins, there was another church, a much smaller one, located in the same area. Oh, I mentioned yesterday about the Pleasance and the Lord and Lady Battersea. This is the grave of Lord Battersea, who was Cyril Flowers. Lady Battersea is buried in the same churchyard as her sister in London. Or same cemetery, I should say, not churchyard. So it was over here where there's lots and lots of gravestones now, which is where the small church, which was demolished. Don't have any dates about this. And moving over here, we've got the War Memorial. It's good to see that the wreaths laid here on remembrance last year are still here, along with the little crosses. So that's it. So that's another footpath I've just covered in Overstrand.